aye. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call.
Bill?
Yes.
Betty? Yes. John?
Here.
Chris?
Here.
Hank?
Here. Okay.
So could I say something?
Yes.
I would just like us to stand for a minute. We lost a couple of legends in our town and our community this past week, Mr. Howard Mayer and Jack Talbot. If we could please have a moment of silence for their families. Thank you.
Those two families, especially Howard that died, his wife was Jack's sister.
Yeah.
Well, the school is at a loss, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The kids, and he was a bus driver, and,
Awesome bus
but he was
driver.
always smiling, you know, we saw the video.
Okay, approval of prior meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any comments, changes? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Okay. Committee reports, Highway Superintendent. You having fun?
Sure. Depends upon your interpretation of fun, I guess.
Well, I didn't appreciate writing the checks for the salt, let's put it that way.
Well,
In the fuel,
yeah.
wow.
Well, I did some, last couple days, and I did some research, so I'll get to that in a minute. But it's pretty much been plow the roads, sand the roads,
Do it again.
repair and maintenance on the vehicles. We've been pretty fortunate. Not very many breakdowns. The ones that have been small items. Some of the other towns, like just hear nightmares, bell housings and radiators and, you know, major stuff. We're pretty fortunate so far. But since last month, we actually did have some nice days. We cold patched some of the roads and thawed some frozen culverts. It's winter. And I can't remember exactly what you asked for last month, Chris, as far as plowing. So what I did was, I started from the first time we plowed for the year until the last time we plowed for the year.
Okay.
I did last year, 17 into 18. I got some numbers here. We started November 10th of 2017, and we plowed right through until the last time we went out was April 16th. Wow. And that was 110 rounds, whether it be plowing and sanding, just plowing. You know, if it's a major storm, a lot of times you don't sand during a major storm. There's no sense that you plow it back off. But we went around circle 110 times. This year, we started November 9th, and to date, not counting today, as of last night, we're at 113.
That's,
So this year, there was a lot more freezing rain than there was last year. A lot more. I can tell that just by times I got it wrote down in the book, but we just sanded, you know. So, of course, because of freezing rain, salt usage is up, sand usage is up. Here's the actual numbers. I'll give you a 2017 number, then 2018 number. November, 3 times in November, 18 times this year. December, 29 times, 2017, 21 times, 2018. January, 20 times last year, 45 times this year.
So that's where we caught up.
November, we were 15 ahead in just November.
Yeah.
And then February was 26 last year, 29 as of last night. So we're ahead. Last year, we had 3 nor'easters in March last year. We went out 27 times in March last year. So if we have an easy March, it's going to help us like crazy. We have one like last year, we're going to be way above last year's numbers. So, like I said,
What was your November numbers again?
3 and 18. I can give you a copy of this if you want.
Okay, all right.
But it's one of them years. And if anybody was to ask me an average, I would say an average is 90 to 100 rounds a year. But Josh didn't hear that. We don't want the county to know that. But I was looking at it. I got a formula I built to show what it costs to plow one round. And we're going to have no trouble proving that it's costing us more to plow the county roads than what we're getting paid.
I'd appreciate having the argument this year, based on this year's numbers.
Well, we go this year's and last year's. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Just,
let's go.
I knew you guys would get some interesting information out of that. Just the amount of times that and honestly, there may be a few missed times that weren't wrote down both years, but that's a real close. These numbers are actual times I wrote down in the book we went out. You know, if it may have been a nice day, we went out in the afternoon and just hit drifts or something, I might not have wrote it down. But as far as plowing and sanding, I try to keep track of that pretty close.
So you're saying, Artie, that 18 was probably maybe 10 above normal, and we're looking at maybe 25 above the average.
Well,
We
easy
don't know.
this year.
We won't know for 4 months.
We won't know what March brings, you know what I'm saying? But I could say that if we get an easy March, I can't, what I say is, March last year, them 3 nor'easters, you know, we're fortunate that we can cover the roads as fast as we do. And then because we do, we don't end up with roads closed. We don't end up with, you know, the sheriff calling saying, this road's blocked shut, this road's shut. We don't close roads. I'd hate to tell you, I think the last time there was a town road somebody couldn't get through and there was trouble was 2006. And that's when we got 41 inches of snow on Valentine's Day in February. You know, we had one road that was blocked for about 5 or 6 hours. Other than that, and that's because we were in the shop putting a V-plow on the truck, and by the time you got around to it, it was 4 or 5 hours. But it was one road. You know, all the other roads were kept open. So
Let's go a step further here too. I'm relatively new at this deal, but it appears to me we have a routine, a pattern with every truck, and we have the same driver go over the same road with the same truck repetitiously. In that type of formula doesn't result in as much risk as to tipping trucks over or roads missed. Like you were explaining to me, you hear guys on the radios from other townships, 2 plow drivers talking to one another, well, did you get that road? Did you get that road? We don't have those discussions. We have a highway commissioner that has habits and patterns that years of experience have developed. And it does result in better results for us.
And just to carry on with that, like right now, I'm not there right now, the trucks are out plowing right now. It takes 3 trucks to cover my run. 3 guys shift their patterns just a little bit to make up for me not being there. And we do that with every truck. If one truck's not there, generally if one truck's not there, I go plow that truck's run. And then the 3 that cover my run still cover my run.
Habits, experience.
And respect, the guys respect Artie, and they're out
And
there.
our guys, they all know all the runs. So if something happened, you know, anybody could run somebody else's roads because everybody knows what everybody else's roads they are. And you know, I like to say it's a well-oiled machine because we're like a piston. We just keep getting it done.
and we have employees with some longevity, which that is worth something. We appreciate what you do.
I tell everybody, I know a lot of highway guys in a lot of other townships, and I wouldn't want to trade any of my guys for any of them. By the way, welcome back, Hank, hope you're feeling good.
Okay.
I got two things left. The only thing I got is I received a letter, moratorium of understanding from the election board. They want to use the town board twice this year, June and September.
Town barn.
Town barn, or 3 times. Town barn.
Yeah, town barn.
I'm supposed to sign this and send it back, but I just wanted to tell you guys about it before I did. Primary in June and general election in November. So June 25th, November 5th.
Isn't primary more in September?
That's the primary.
Is it June
Change.
25th
It's
or
a
26th?
off year. It's a federal primary. I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
not a
Is it a 25th or 26th?
June 25th,
And November 5th?
November 5th. Yep. 11 a.m. to 10:30 on the 25th because they start voting at noon, and then 5 o'clock to 10:30 on the 5th because they start voting at 6 in the morning. So I generally open the garage and close it on those days for the election field. So I just want to let you know I got that. I'm going to sign this and send it back to them. And the only other thing I got is we've got a town resident that has a very long driveway that is interested in buying one of the V-plows off the town. He has a 4-wheel drive plow truck, but he doesn't have a V-plow. So he called and asked if we'd be interested in selling one. We've got 4.
Surplus?
Depends upon one's interpretation of surplus.
Well, let's
Usable? They're all usable.
dig into the details.
Honestly, once again, because we've upped our plowing fleet and we plow pretty diligently, we don't have roads closed in, and that's generally when you need a V-plow. So we could probably get rid of one, but I hate to get rid of something without replacing it. Not that I'm saying I got a V-plow I want to buy, but I'm just saying, that's generally, I learned a long time ago, personal experience, you don't sell something until you get the replacement. But, you know, the other thing is, I have no idea what it's worth. I see them sell on the internet, but I don't pay that much attention to them because we're not interested. So,
You're talking a full size, one of the full size.
one of the big V-plows, yeah.
He's got what, a 4-wheel drive truck?
He's got a 4-wheel drive internationally, bought from town of Mayfield. Lives over on the old Matt Road. Right across from Salzman Road.
Oh, okay.
How many spare V plows do we have?
Well, since I've been there, we've only ever used 2.
And how many do we have?
We have 4.
We have 4 V plows.
They were back when the old Walters were there.
Most of them are all Walters, and one of them we converted to use on the loader for making berms out in the field. So technically, we have 3 that would still hook to a truck.
How heavy are they compared to your one-way plows? Are they big?
They're a little heavier.
Beasts?
They're not big ones. We don't have big ones. They make big ones, which, you know, these are some of the smaller ones I've seen.
Wasn't one of them retrofitted for the Paystar?
Yeah, and the other one I had on the Freightliner once. The one year we did have 2 of them on. The 2007 we had 2 of them on. Or no,
That was 6.
no, 6 was the big snowstorm. It was after that because after that I said I want to get another one on, and I put one on the Freightliner and I used it one day just for high shelving. When you shelf high, you
Right.
got to have a high
Yep.
V-blow. So I would never want to get rid of the definite 2 that fit our trucks. And the one fits our loader. I don't want to get rid of that. There is one more, but
So there's one. One that's really surplus. The rest?
I would say yes. But if you get a bad year and something happens to one of the other ones,
Right.
then you got to spare it.
But in other words, it just sits there and we're not really using it.
Right. But at the same token, if this guy's got a 4-wheel drive plow truck with a one-way and a wing on it, there's no reason he can't keep his driveway open.
Just stay at it.
Or go out in the Amish field and put some snow berms in like we do catch the snow before it gets to the road.
First of all, who the hell would want to build on the end of that road?
That place has been there a long time.
Is it past the Amish place?
Yeah. It's down in the field that,
I don't know, I ain't been over
That
that
we
way in
had-
so
that
long,
we
I
used to go
forgot.
through to get to our woodlot.
it's, the house is almost in Fulton County.
I think we need to find out how much it's worth, or,
You know,
Well, that begs the question.
I mean, the same token is, if I see them on the internet for sale once in a while, I mean, I could tell the guy, hey, they're not for sale on the internet, I don't, you know.
We're not in the equipment business.
Right.
But that begs the question, how much are they worth? And if
honestly don't
indeed
know.
it is surplus, we haven't used it in 5 or 6 years, let's find out how much it's worth, and rather than us go and look for other plows, just say, well, okay, let's turn this into cash.
So,
Because you're telling me you got 4 of them,
yep,
and you know, the 3, you know, I would think would be enough.
I would say, I mean, I would say we don't need that 4th one, but what's it worth? It all depends on how bad, if you had a bad winter, it'd be worth a little bit more than it would on a year like we had a couple years ago.
Worth more now than it will be 6 months from now.
Right. But, you know, the thing is I honestly, I don't even, without going out there, I don't even know if that one's ready to hook onto a truck or it's ready to go onto a Walters. I almost think it's ready to go onto a truck. I think the one that was gonna go on a Walters, yeah, we made fit the loader. The Walters uses a different mount in the front.
And then probably the big one that sits out there won't even become close to fit to the new Western Star.
That's right, perfect, bolts right on.
Does it really?
Yeah,
That's a.
we ain't had it onto it yet, but it should. All the mounts and everything we got is all the same, yeah.
Good.
That's great.
So, I mean, he's probably more looking at buying it for next year now. I'm guessing. I mean, we're pretty. He called the other day. He said he couldn't get down his driveway after that. But that snow the other day when the wind was blowing 70 miles an hour, Wagner's Hollow Road at Route 5 had 1 inch of snow on it, and the other end had about 5 inches of snow on it. The snow come right down the county line, and he's right on the county line. So, I'll bet with 5 inches of snow in his driveway, it was drifted shut pretty good. I know Kenny said Acre Road was drifted pretty bad.
are these hard to come by? I mean, like, are there,
I don't know. I see them on the internet once in a while for sale, but it's not something I look for all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I think I've maybe seen 1 or 2 of them on Auctions International throughout the whole year.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, we might regret getting rid of it if it's.
When scrap went so high, a lot of that stuff disappeared. I don't think there's an awful lot of it laying around anymore.
I mean, we can just tell them that I'll call them back and say, yeah, we're possibly interested. We don't know what it's worth. We got to figure out what it's worth right now.
Why don't you tell them to make an offer? In the meantime, look around,
Yeah.
see what it's worth.
Yeah,
and,
that'll work too.
Let's go from there, right?
Yeah, that'll work.
I'll make an offer. You know, we're not. I don't want to be in the equipment business.
No.
But if we have an extra plow laying around, we haven't hooked on in 6 years. I don't know. I'm kind of inclined to say let's part company.
Well, it's the same thing with the old rock crusher we got. We haven't used it in quite a while, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that if we ever get a big sand barn, I'd like to see a radial stacker. So that's when we sell the crusher to buy a radial stacker.
Yeah.
Instead of driving up that pile with a loader all day long, put a
Yeah.
stacker in there and let the conveyor belt put it up there. So that's one of the things. That's why that old crusher's still sitting down there. I bet I've had 10 people stop and ask if we want to sell it. And I said, nah, I'm not quite yet.
They're scarce as hen's teeth, and there's a lot of guys that want them. So that's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
It's something to bargain with. I can't see where V-plow is too good a bargaining.
Yeah.
But, there aren't that many people that are going to come along and say, "Hey, I'd like to have that V-plow."
Right. So this might be the guy looking for a hen's tooth, and
Right.
we happen to have a hen's tooth for him.
Yeah.
I'll make us an offer and tell him we'll get back to him after next month.
Well, yeah, you can't do anything.
Right.
He can make an offer. You can come back to the board, and
Right.
we can settle this next month,
That's what I'm thinking.
rather than sit around and yak all the while. Okay. Anybody else? Got any different ideas on this plow issue?
Hey Artie, I saw that you had to replace a loader pin or a loader pin
Yeah, I
bracket.
can't believe that happened. There's a big pin in the bucket level mechanism. Don't know.
Okay, I just noticed it. I said, that's very unusual to replace a pin.
You know, it's funny you should say that. I watch Gold Rush, and they broke one on a loader on Gold Rush. And I'm like, how do you break that pin? And literally 2 weeks later,
You got one.
our pin's broke. And I can't believe it. But and just another thing, it might just be a rash of bad ones, because I'm going to tell you something else that happened to that loader. The nut come off the drive shaft, where the drive shaft meets the parking brake. We caught it in time. Didn't hurt a dang thing. All we lost was a flat washer. We found the nut laying in the frame, lost the flat washer. Town of Root has the same exact loader. Theirs did the same exact thing, except theirs come off far enough that it ruined the yoke, and they had to do a little fine tuning on the shaft to get the new one to go back on. But just goes to show that theirs did the same exact thing ours did. So I told them, I said, keep an eye on that pin. And you know, the pin is 3 inches in diameter. It's that big around. Our loader doesn't do nothing other than load sand all winter long.
Right, it just holds the bucket for the,
It holds the bucket from tipping forward, or when you're curling it back. It's 3 inches around and it's about that long. It's supported the whole length of it. So it's not like it's a shear bolt where you're trying to shear it off. It has 2 points of contact, and it broke in the middle between the 2 points of contact. So I'm thinking it was just defective from the word go.
do they have grease fittings in there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
and
gonna
I
say.
guarantee you, there's not a loader out there that gets greased more than ours. I would bet $1 million on that.
No, I'm just asking if, I was wondering why it would fail. I just saw it and it just,
It had to be defective. I mean, it's the pin's got about that much hardening around the outside.
Yes, the newer machines, the hardness is a big issue.
You know, the
Costs
the
money
shaft.
to
You look at
harden
it, and it's the shaft. It almost looks like it was a shaft over a shaft, but it's not. It's one shaft, and they harden it just the right temperature, quick enough that it just makes a little ring about. It ain't 3/16 of an inch all the way around it.
yeah, I bet you they couldn't harden that much deeper if it had been. Okay, thanks, appreciate it. I just saw it, it kind of like,
So I said we've had little breakdowns, nothing major. But that's one of the breakdowns we had. We had a spring break, a brake valve, water tank on one of the radiators,
I see you had a wiper module.
wiper motor, yeah, one of the trucks, wiper motor on the loader, just little stuff. That's all I got.
Thanks, sir.
Yep.
Okay, a motion to accept Artie's report,
So moved.
I'll second it.
second. Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Justice report.
I make a motion to accept the justice report.
Okay, we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Dog control officer.
One more thing, Bill, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
I just happened to remember it. One of our pickups plowing the village of Palatine had a minor traffic incident with a pickup truck. He was backing down the street, pickup pulled up behind him, and just stayed there. So he got backed into, police were called, police report was filled out.
Anybody hurt?
Nobody got hurt. Our truck, it did 0 damage to our truck. And the only thing, I mean 0 damage. I just can't understand. I want to show you a little. This was the guy's pickup. He got backed into the driver's front corner. After the cops came, they moved our pickup. He got in his truck, put it in reverse, and backed in his driveway. So why he sat there and let the pickup back down the street and back into him? He said, I seen him coming. Well, then why didn't you move? Our pickup's got 4 big white lights on the back when it's backing up, plus the flashlight on the roof.
And it makes a noise.
And it beeps like crazy, yeah. So, we did have a little traffic incident. So, if you see something from the insurance company, that's probably what it's for. But I believe we are not liable because we were actively involved in removing snow. So,
You're not reliable.
As long as that light was on and that plow's on the ground, sorry
well,
about his bad luck.
she knows because she got backed into in this parking lot quite a
No.
few years ago.
I got sideswiped, and my truck was sitting, and they wouldn't pay for it.
Yeah. So, it's unfortunate situation that happened, but nobody got hurt was the main thing.
Okay. Dog control officer. The heirs contract renewal. They're looking for money and a signature. I can give you all a copy of it.
What number is this, Linda?
Hmm?
What number is it?
Well, it's not gonna have a number
Oh,
because
okay.
there's no resolution.
Okay.
You're just gonna approve the bill to sign it.
Contract now,
Okay.
motion.
We budget
It's
for
the
this every
same
year.
price as last year.
Just say we budget for it every year,
Yep, we
right?
budget for it
Okay.
every year. It's been the same price for quite a few years.
I make a motion, we accept the contract.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. All right. Have we looked at the dog catcher's report? You see all the report?
Bats are around this time of
Hmm?
year? She said that she had a kitten, came in contact with a bat.
Well, if it warms up, they'll come out, especially if it was up in their attic or something.
I thought they.
Well, they do, but if it warms up enough, and they will come out. It's kinda like taking a beehive, they look so pretty hanging in the woods and it's frozen. You bring them in the house and they come alive. Same
I
thing.
don't know if I wanna do that.
Well, it seems like a funny time of year, but this is a 6-month confinement period is over with, so that was,
What, the kitten's gonna be confined for 6 months?
Yeah.
that's what she's got here.
Yeah.
It's a rabies case.
Yeah, because of a bat.
Right, so
Yeah.
a 6-month confinement for the
That's over.
kitten that has come in contact with the bat is completed.
Oh, yeah,
So we've been at this for 6 months.
yeah.
Okay. So I have a motion to accept her report.
I'll make a motion, we accept your report.
Okay, and a second.
Okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. The assessors report.
She doesn't have one here because she has no
No
computer.
computer, yeah. Okay, we have some broken machinery there that ordered new parts. It's coming, and our assessor appears to be quite